hobnobs or digestives?
No, hobnobs.
Oh, okay. I'm not gonna lie,
Are we recording? All right.
I didn't know if we were recording.
Okay. Morning, gang. Welcome back. Now we are we're in Fulham at the moment. Actually, a very nice part of town. You remember that job we did? I'll leave a link to it on the screen now. It was where we were cutting a load of holes. We're doing a late night here, and it's actually this job here. I've got to change the fuse board here. London's one of these funny places where they cram as many flats into buildings as possible, and this is a classic example. Because what's happened here, this is like a bathroom showroom below us, but the flat is up above, and then above that is another flat. But the point is, you've got one supply coming in, and they've split it. So one of these 100-amp fuses is the shop, and the other one, in fact, that one there is the shop. This is the meter for the shop, and then this other 100-amp fuse is actually, I don't know how well you can see it. It's this rather sad-looking MI cable, which is basically what looks like a bit of 4mm. 4mm? Looks like a bit. I don't think that's 6mm. That's 4mm, I think. But basically, yeah, you've got a tiny little MI backed up to a 100-amp fuse. So I've got to take it out. So what we're going to do is we've got a 16mm T&E which we've run in, and it's coiled up just above upstairs in the living room, and it's going to come down into this trunking here, and then we're going to put it into a cutout switch like that. So it's just a 100-amp main switch, and there'll be a pull-out cartridge fuse, one of them. It's quite cool actually. This came from City's MCG, but you get a 180 and a 63-amp cartridge fuse with it. So we'll put one of those in. I guess I'll remove this armoured, but that's going to sit somewhere there, and that'll be a proper cutout switch for the flat upstairs, but that'll be later on this afternoon. I need to change the board upstairs first. So let me go upstairs and we'll start stripping the old board down. All right, so that's what we've got to change. I think they're going to lose this cupboard because the new board is bigger, but quick check, we're off. We're good. Okay, right, give me 5. Let me start stripping this out and I'll be back in a sec. Right, that's all the old cables out. That's what's got to go in, but that's a pretty poor fixing. So what we're going to do, that will fit in there just actually, that fits like a glove. I'm going to have to run downstairs and see if I can put some sort of a wood back in there, screw that on first, and that will give us a better fixing. 2 seconds. Bosch did ask me not to advertise this, but that power bank, I did show it in one previous episode, but because I'm changing the fuse board and they need power, this actually, Bosch sent me this was months ago, but I believe it was an error because they don't actually sell this in the UK for some reason. I don't know why, because it's a fantastic piece of equipment, but they basically sent it to me in error, I think, or I don't know what happened. Fuck, it's heavy. And the trolleys are really good. People knock the trolley because they're like, I don't know, loads of people are like, they're gay. That was the word people were using. It's really gay. Apparently, if you haven't got a very good grasp of the English language, apparently you just call things gay if you don't like them. Let me get this upstairs. 2 minutes, I'll be back. Right, I've managed to go into the basement and pick out a bit of old, what's that, chipboard? That laminated MDF chip or whatever, I don't know, whatever it is. Some shite. So I'm going to cut this and the board will sit straight on that and give us a nice straight back, something proper to sit on. Oh, fuck it, I hate working in places like this. This is what we need. Right, that mofo. That's better. This little saw is absolutely brilliant. The days of like big 18-volt saws are just gone. Right, later on down the ranch, here we are. Board is off, that board is cut, ready. You'll see why in a minute. Old cable's disconnected, meter is sat there waiting, so a prepayment meter. We will test some rings. Let's see what we got. 0.24, 0.26. We can actually, now because we're doing the earths, we can actually work out. So we have 0.26 times that by 1.67. That will give us 0.43. So theoretically, that's what we should have, 0.43. So yeah, that's a quick way of working it out. That only works for 2.5 rings, but I've said this a couple of times, it's just good to give you a gauge of what the meter's going to tell you if you do it this way. And then all these ones here, I had to extend 2 of these in the quick wire connectors back there because they're just not long enough. And these ones may be long enough. Let me get that panel on. I'll get the fuse board on. I'll be back in a sec.
2 hours later.
Right, just come up to 3:30. That board is now in, of sorts. That one I've left out for a second. That's smoke alarms, I think. They're nice little boards actually, these FuseBox range. The first time I've ever fitted them. I think Schneider still take the trump, but for just everyday usability, they are nice, I like them. First time I've ever fitted one of these. I quite like the little earth clamp, not earth clamp, this little clamp here for the meter tails. It's a nice little touch just to hold them in place when they, you know how they wiggle free sometimes. It's a nice little, I like it, nice feature. I've left the old MI cable, there's a 4mm MI just here. I've left that in for a second. The meter was down here. I've just taken it as one of these old prepayment ones. I've just moved it up just so I can get these new little 4mm leads I've put in. So I've just extended it for tonight because I was going to put this 16mm twin in. The problem is if I bring it in through this hole here, I'm going to have to put it in an adaptable box of some sort to turn it into meter tails, to then take it into the meter, and there's just no room. So I'm going to take this out tomorrow and I'll just fit some 16mm tails from here down to the 60 amp cutout downstairs. So for tonight that can stay down there and I'll just leave it on this for tonight temporary, and then tomorrow I can put a set of 16mm tails in. But let me run down and just power this back up again. Yeah, it's a bit late in the day. I think what I'm going to do, that's there, I will fit that, but I think that's going to be probably Friday's job, and I'll fit that in there. And then these meter tails, I've got a pair of 16mm tails I'll bring down, because it's only going to be a 60 amp, it'll just be a 60 or an 80 amp fuse in there, something like that. And I think that I'll just put that in there, but that's going to be for another day. I'm getting to that stage, I'm getting a bit fuzzy. So, and I'm on my own because Nay's just disappeared. She's gone to go and pick up a set of keys for a job, which you're going to see in a second. She's just gone to go and pick up a set of keys for it. That bed has seen some action, judging by the amount of bends in that metal. You know, that's seen some action, boy.
Oh God.
Actually.
Don't mark the wall. Don't mark the wall. The poor guy has been in here after me once already. You've been munching.
Yeah, there were your crisps. I fucking asked you, you didn't want them.
I thought you were just asking me kindly.
No,
Do you want some crisps?
Yeah. That was my way of saying if you don't want them, I'll finish them.
Hello. I thought they were your crisps that you were kindly offering.
Yeah, there are a few stains on these.
Oh dear.
Do you know?
Oh no, I know.
It's fucking true. When you buy a mattress, they say every 8 years you should replace a mattress. Do you know that after 8 years, a mattress doubles in weight? How fucking disgusting is that? Doubles in weight. That's enough to make you change your mattress every 12 months. I just remember when you start talking, it drowns out everything I say.
Why is this?
When you talk, it drowns out. I mean, you're...
Are we not on 2 channels?
We are, but it merges as one, but you're, should we say, a lot louder than I am.
Yeah, babe. You've got a
foghorn is the word I would use. A few people in the comments actually said that she's a bit of a
foghorn.
Yeah.
I like that one. Yeah, I'll take it.
I
think it's small person.
Like that, actually, yeah.
I think, yeah.
Like that again, yeah. So yeah, in editing we have to lower the volume for Nay.
Lower volume, lower gain.
Yeah, we don't get it all the time though. In the last video, the video before, there's a few peaks where Nay was laughing or something, and we didn't lower it down. If that's the only criticism I can give you, Nay, it's not a bad one.
Thank you, darling. I try.
You try my patience. Sorry.
Wow.
I didn't mean it.
I'm going to go home crying tonight now, Tom, thanks.
Yeah, well, you fuck.
You don't know, I might be really, really sensitive.
It's 5 to 5, we've still got another job to get to. Which boat you're in? I got a feeling you're in the one next to me. Yeah, you are. You've got to come across one. Jobs like this is where it's really handy when there's 2 of you. Can you imagine doing this on your own?
That 16mm
yeah,
and that 10mm I did by myself.
Yeah, that 16mm supply cable we've got to rip out tomorrow. Nay, put that in on her own.
I've already put it in once, now put it in twice, now it comes out.
Yeah.
It did rip my heart a bit, Tom, but there's plenty more 16mm to do.
It's just easier. It's easier to run the shot. I don't know why. I should have run that in fucking 16mm tails to start with. I don't know why I didn't.
Why did we do it in?
I don't know. When you're in a hurry, you rush. You make silly decisions, don't you? You're using these little King combos. How much are they? 170 quid?
Yeah. Totally.
They are good.
Worth.
Yeah, they're good.
For a short arse, this is my legs, and.
No, it was somebody on Twitter the other day was
Sorry.
shouting about them. I can't remember who it was now.
Were they?
Another day. Another parking ticket, 65 quid, not bad.
Why do you...
I actually just forgot to pay for parking this morning. You paid, I forgot. Right, we are now heading over to Amnesty in Hammersmith. So see you in a second. Right, Hammersmith, might be a quick one, let's have a look.
High five, key high five.
No more Red Bull after 9 a.m. Honestly, you think I'm joking? Honestly, she's bad enough from 9 to 5. She's like the Energizer. Look at her. She's like the Energizer bunny. No more Red Bull. You hear?
I don't have that many. It's like 2 a week.
2 a week. You've had 2 today already.
I've only had 1.
You got the key to this gaff?
Yeah, I do.
All right.
But I've only had 1, Tom.
Follow us on Instagram. Awesome.
Oh, follow Thomas Nagy on Instagram. That's kind.
All right, let's have a look. All right, apparently there's a water heater in here. Ah, coffee. I know they didn't say I could help myself to coffee, but I think I might have one. They said something about there's going to be a water heater going in or something, but I thought it was already in. Anything in there?
That's what I'm just... Ah, yes. Electric hand wash.
Ah, right. Ah,
There we
okay. Oh, right, okay. This is probably something to do with coronavirus, isn't it? Because that's just cold only. All right, we're going to get a feed to that. Okay, right.
Yeah.
I failed to mention that. I thought this was an under-counter.
I thought it was as well.
All right. I was expecting like a little unit under the sink and there'd be a socket. I mean, there's a socket there. I know that one because I put that one in.
You put that in? Is that one there?
Actually, maybe we could...
Spur off of this?
I guess so. I mean, put a fuse spur there or something, yeah.
Yeah. 12 seconds later.
But anyway, we can just take a trunking across elbow and just straight up in the grid no other way. That entry there, the trunk over the mirror. There's not a pretty pig amongst them really, is there? This is the shit that what happens on jobs. Like, people come to you and they're like, oh, can you just put a hand wash unit in? It's already there, it won't take you a minute. And you get here and then you're faced with this because between the client and then this store's then rung Sarah, Sarah's then rung me. But once it's gone through like 6 people, it isn't actually what you thought it was going to... It really is. It's like Chinese whispers. I tried to show you the real life shit and this is what real life is. By the time we go to... Where's the nearest Screwfix? Staples Corner from here, isn't it? I'm not going to get back any time before 9. I might as well just pick up some divorce papers on the way home in that case. Sorry. Sod this for a game of soldiers. Let's get out of here.
Day 2.
Sorry, a little bit rushed this morning. Yeah, we got today left to finish this. There's not a huge amount to do. Yeah, we've got to run these tails in. Bathroom fans have got to go in.
Oh.
A couple of switch wires have got to be hooked up. Nothing horrendous, but let me throw this in. I'll be back in a bit. So these are now the 16mm tails that I was on about. So we pulled out the 16mm T&E and I've just run these tails in instead. There's less terminating and messing about at the fuse board up there. And to anyone wondering why I'm fitting 16mm rather than 25, it's just 25 just isn't necessary for this place. I know some people are like, oh, but you should fit 25 anyway, just in case. Well, I mean, you could say that about everything, but I mean, where'd you stop, you know? If this had a driveway or something where they could plug in an electric car or something, then I'd maybe understand 25, but I mean, for a little 2-bed flat, you just don't need it half the time, you know? If you look at, and it's only a 60 amp main fuse down there. Sorry, it's a 100 amp incomer, but it's a 60, I'll put a 60 amp cartridge fuse in, which would be more than enough for that little flat.
Hobnobs or digestives?
No, hobnobs.
Oh, okay. I'm not gonna lie.
Are we recording? All right.
Oh. I didn't know if we were recording.
Okay. I'm not with it.
I'm literally...
I'm connecting this up, change that to a fuse spur and done.
I love you.
It says,
I'm really sorry.
don't play with my mind. You don't mess with my mind.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I'm warming to these. This was the one I told you that, was it Power Oak? Yeah, Power Oak sent it. We're giving it a bee sting, mind. It's not all pretty and new anymore, but I think we like it. They are handy, like when we did the fuse board here.
Yeah.
You just leave that on site and everybody plugs their tools and everything into it.
I've been charging off of it all day.
Yeah, right. Let's do a bit of ZS testing. What's the maximum trip time at ×1?
No, brain's not going with it.
Come on, you've got this. I know it.
Can we do A, B's and C's that we do? Multiple choice, please.
Ah, right, yeah.
Sorry, I like the multiple choice, and that's what my exam's in.
Ah, all right. All right, so ×1. All right, is it 40 milliseconds, 200 milliseconds, or 500 milliseconds?
200.
200, well done. Although, to be fair, if you had a reading that was that high, you'd probably be questioning it anyway. Because almost always, whenever I've tested an RCD, you always get, well, that one did it in 18 milliseconds. But I mean, I've never had an RCD trip higher than like 50 milliseconds. I've never had one. So if you got one that was like 180 milliseconds,
Something's up.
it's one of those things. It's acceptable, and you could just pass it and walk away. But like, I've never ever had one take that long to trip. So you probably just put a new one in anyway. Put some Mac ZS for a 30 milliamp RCD. Oh, we've spoken about this. It's a very high figure.
Oh.
Go on, we spoke about this one.
Oh wait, I've got so many figures in my head.
I told you the terminology behind the reason why as well.
Oh, I've got 2 figures in my head. Hold on. I've got 6,000 on my head, but that's the one on. That's on the RCBs or the MCBs. Yeah.
On the RCBO.
1,667.
Well done.
Ouch! What you saying? Happy Friday, happy Friday. Everybody we're going home at Friday.
Yeah, so the nest is in. Pretty straightforward. Spurs off at the moment, but it's straightforward enough stuff to fit. It's not rocket science. We just it was a double socket there, taking that off, put a fuse spur there. You have one feed which goes up to your nest, your centre, and then you have another one which goes up to the feed for the boiler. And then you just have your cool for heat, which is that one there. That's your cool for heat from the boiler, which goes to there. And then just have a 2-core cable from there, which goes out to your doofer out there. I'll show you. This is quite a nice one, actually. It's off at the moment, the power's off. But they're nice, and you get a big like blanking plate that it sits on. They're nice for this sort of stuff. If you've got like a 1-gang back box or something you want to conceal, you just use that. They're neat, about 130 quid, somewhere around there. So yeah, they're easy enough to fit, and they are good. Once you've had heating, which is you can program on your phone and stuff, it is good and it is handy. It's not like a gimmick. I actually use Hive at home rather than Nest, but Hive is, they're exactly the same, just Nest is a little bit nicer. All right, I don't know. You ever think like guys who drive like convertible cars? I'm just going off topic.
I love it.
I think it's a little bit, I don't know, I'm not sure about it. There's something a bit thing about it, like guys driving like soft top convert. Anyway, that's not what I was saying. The point is, this is now the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. Links are all coming up on the screen now, and we appreciate it, and we'll see you in a couple of days' time. Ciao for now.
Take care.